And Munene also has drawn a very interesting editorial cartoon as well, just to also tie in with that particular discussion that we're having on Gamma. I'll leave this to Dr. Apollos Machira, because you have been the one who's been talking about Yahya Jammeh. You can see that particular editorial cartoon and what is happening and his plans right now. After this, what will be your take?
You see, this guy has gone with all the money from the Central Bank of the Gambia. And he has gone to Equatorial Guinea with very many luxury vehicles, the best. Yes. So I'm wondering, in Equatorial Guinea, where will he be driving these vehicles? At all his money, what is he going to? That's why I was saying this man is a witch doctor. And he left the last day when he was completely he is not a very clever person, even with his witchcraft. Yeah, so I think the new president, once he goes to Banjul, I think the Gambians will be good people.
All right, Wanderi, what will be the reaction of the international community when you have this sort of looting and we know where he is in exile in Equatorial Guinea?
One, you see, Yahya Jammeh is an example of everything gone wrong in Africa, where young soldiers using brute force feel that they can quickly seize state power from civilian control. And he had it for 22 years. In those 22 years, he seems maybe he didn't do much for himself, because he has obviously committed a number of things which are not very right in his country. It's a small country.
Yes.
He is rent to Equatorial Guinea. Equatorial Guinea is one of the countries that is very uncooperative towards the International Criminal Court. That is one of the things that a lot of people were not seeing, because when he was being requested to go to Morocco, he knew Morocco is likely to hand him over to in the event of an indictment. Equally, Mauritania will do the same. But Equatorial Guinea is not a member of ICC. And it is one of the countries, it has been cited many times as a center for drug trafficking and arms trafficking. So he's gone to a jurisdiction that is very hard to deal with internationally. But the way he has behaved is simply the things that make Africa look very bad, because you see, he almost got in his country into a useless and a worthless conflict.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you, thank you. Now, North Korea's state-run television KRT released a video of leader Kim Jong-un supervising the test launch of an intermediate range missile. All right, let's hear from our panelists as we're winding up as well on those raft of issues, especially with the ballistic missile from North Korea. This has been, of course, a very ticklish issue. Now we can see he's really praying it. He's really actually towing this particular missile, you know, like a boy. All right, so to speak, as we're winding up. Let's hear from, can we just hear from Dr. Abdi before, as we also prepare our winding.
Thank you, bro. I think the guy has developed intercontinental plastic missile, which can carry out the nuclear weapons. I think it could amount to attacking the American cities.
Yes.
It's a new phenomenon. And the Kim Jong-un is a commander in chief of the fourth largest army in the world. The army forces in South Korea is almost 1.2 million compared to China and also America and other things. It's the fourth largest army in the world.
Yes.
They have almost 730 aircraft fighters. They have 2,100 or 8,500 field artilleries, and they have 300 helicopters. I think he militarized the entire society.
Yes.
So it is a threat to the international, stage. It's a threat to international peace and security. And in fact, if Trump came to power now, I think it's a question now how he's going to defend Japan and South Korea as well. But the issue is Kim Jong-un is a blue boy, is a golden boy of the Chinese. Chinese, they don't want this guy to remove the power because for two issues. The first and foremost, Chinese are helping this guy. They're in fact supplying everything he wants. Because if the Western world succeed to unify both South Korea and North Korea, obviously the Korea, the unification of the Koreas is a threat to the Chinese future threat of of China. That's one of the issues that China, they don't want, they're always against the unification of the Koreans. The other issue is, if these guys succeeded, in intercontinental ballistic, missiles, then it's a question of who's going to defend the Japan and South Korea.
Thank you. Okay, I think you've handled that. Can we hear about the Brexit strategy?
Brexit.
All right, if you're not ready, let's hear from Captain Wanderi. Brexit strategy and what is ongoing at invoking Article 50?
Yes, Brexit strategy. You see, apart from the legal nuances of how they are going to exit, what should be concerning us, perhaps in Africa, is a growing European nationalism, and which is now a threat to the cohesion that the world has continued to enjoy for a long time. You're seeing Brexit is, in fact, we don't want to call it, but it's simply racism. One of the things that arose from it is because they do not want the immigrants who are crossing from continental Europe through the English Channel. You've seen that kind of nationalism now rising in France, where Marine Le Pen is now a rising star in the elections. You've seen those kind of, it is only recently that I think it's in Switzerland, one of the neighboring countries where a candidate, a nationalist of that nature, came second. You've seen the way Putin has praised Trump, because Trump also moves on the same kind of philosophy, and that for Africans it's a wake-up call for us. That means Europe and the Americans and the Western world is closing their gates to us.
Thank you.
Closing to the Asians.
Thank you.
We need to worry about that.
Apollos.
I think Theresa May wants to have their cake and eat it. They want to leave, yet they don't want to leave. So they are now debating about Brexit. When the people of UK spoke, they said they want to go out, but they still need Europe. So they are now debating
the hard strategy and the soft strategy they're talking about.
So they are funny people. They are pretenders. They wanted to go, but they still want to remain in Europe. They want the sterling pound to be strong. They don't want the euro, yet they want business with
All right,
Europe.
thank you. Let's hear your waning thoughts, Professor. 30 seconds.
Our strategy in Africa and in Kenya must not be wait-and-see approach. The whole world is coming to unglued. It's going to directly affect everything that we do, and we need to have a plan. Plan A, Plan B, on the continental level and also on the national level.
Thank you.
In Kenya.
Thank you. Dr. Abdiwahab.
Well, the issue of the Brexit, in fact, Europeans are rising what they call right-wing, movements, like, this guy of called, Boris Yeltsin, Boris Thompson, and so on and so forth. But the issue is, Europe is almost a combination of so many societies now to come together and, and hold together. It will be in question in future, because even the European Union itself, now it started now is disintegrating among the European unions. So it's now up to the European leaders now to work on it, the issue of the unification of the European Union. Yeah.
Thank you. All right, you're winding up.
That's right.
Your closing remarks.
Yeah,
not
I want to
necessarily
give,
on Brexit.
That's right. My closing remarks. Let me just come closer home,
Yes.
because I think we were dealing at the beginning with a very important, pertinent issue here. There is no politician, if you are any politician, MCA, MP aspirant of any kind, presidential candidate in this country, and you have some kind of plan B to cause violence anywhere in this country, you are against the Constitution and against the people of Kenya, and you will have no capacity to threaten the security and survival of this country. That must be clear to politicians when they are talking before the election.
30 seconds. Thank you, Captain Wanderi, as we're winding up. 30 seconds.
Yeah, my call is to the national organs and the structures of the state that are mandated, the independent offices, not to allow the kind of political posturing, ethnic mobilization that is going on, which threatens national security. That must not be allowed. It must be nipped at the bud. The organs must act swiftly and decisively.
Right, Doctor.